live in one.
Okay, we are live. Just one more request. If you could share the YouTube link with all of
Yeah.
us, especially in the group, that would be perfect.
And Shri, can you share me the link in the YouTube so that I can share it in our Facebook page?
Okay, so I found it, the link. I'm just going to start sharing it on the Facebook.
Perfect. Okay, and simultaneously record this meeting as well. Great. So we are live on YouTube and we're having this recording as well. And maybe we can start now. It's already 20 minutes delay that we are going on. May I request Elizabeth to come on stage? Hello,
Hi,
Elizabeth.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Elizabeth. And you can start the webinar.
Okay. So, again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for waiting. I hope you are staying safe and healthy through these unusual times. I know there is a serious threat of this new Delta variant, but this pandemic has put the youth at the head of the table. Again, welcome to the Roundtable webinar to celebrate the International Youth Day, and this year's theme is Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. I am Jelizabeth Kabuhat from One Cooperative Insurance System of the Philippines, and I will be chairing this session, which will run from 4 o'clock Indian time until around 5 p.m. The committee has invited Mr. Asan Ali Takur, chairperson of ICYC, who will be sharing the success stories from the Go Green campaign. And we also have Mr. CJ Masnegra, member of ICYC, who will be sharing with us the importance of involving youth in agriculture sector and how to bridge the gap. But before I put the spotlight to our two great speakers this afternoon, let's have first a little warm up to kick off this session. May I request to please show off your hands on the screen like this? Please show it. Are they clean and sanitized properly? Very good. Now let's play the game Put Your Finger Down, made popular by TikTok. Do you have TikTok accounts? Do you have TikTok account? You don't have TikTok? Oh my, but have you seen TikTok videos in your social media platform? Have you seen one? Maybe. Okay, so let's see if let's test if you really don't know or you're really not familiar with TikTok. Okay, let's make this quick. Okay, so show off your hands in the screen like this. And then when I say the phrase or the uh, description, put one finger down if it applies to you. Okay, so let's start. Put one finger down if you are a youth and working in the cooperative movement. Okay, now put one finger down if you believe that youth is the hope of today. Okay, put your finger down if you trust that change starts with the youth. Okay, next. Number 4, put one finger down if youth can change the world for the better. I really agree with this one. Next, put one finger down if we need to increase youth leaders and engage them in negotiating and decision-making processes. Okay, next, put one finger down if you believe in the Go Green Go Green campaign of ICYC. Okay, put one finger down if youth should also be encouraged to participate in issue-based programs that affect them, such as the education, social protection, and environment, and among others. Okay, next, now in our 8, Okay, put one finger down if you participate effectively. Young people must be given the proper tools such as information, education about and access to their civil rights. Okay, let's now go to the last two descriptions. Put one finger down if with the help of the youth, you are hopeful that terms like lockdown and curfew becomes matters of history. Do you agree that the youth will have the role in this pandemic? And put one finger down if youth are ready. Okay, let me see your hands. Who got 5? More than 5? If you got 5/10, then you are in the right session. Congratulations. Okay, so now let me now give you to our first speaker. He was born in Karachi, Pakistan. He has been working in cooperatives since 2007 as a representative with Karachi Cooperative Housing Society Union Limited. He has participated in international conferences on various topics related on cooperatives as youth representative of Pakistan on International Cooperative Alliance. He has also worked with STEP NGO as facilitator, trainer, and event organizers for British Council active citizenship programs. He has conducted various training sessions on introduction to cooperative. He has taken keen interest in volunteer services and has trained students of ComSet's Institute of Information Technology, Islamabad campus on teamwork and creativity. Everyone, please help me welcome Mr. Asan Ali Thakur.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that, what do you call it, interactive activity and session. This is how the youth is supposed to play their cards in bringing the creativity, the emotions, the energy into a session that is watched by so many people around the world from different countries, and still it's interactive. So this was not possible for others or the seniors to do so, but we, the youth, the Elizabeth, especially representing the youth from Philippines, are doing a fine job in making sure that the interactivity is conducive and exclusive for everyone. So amazing work in introducing all of us and introducing me. Let me just briefly say a few words about myself. I'm Asani Thakur. As Elizabeth told you, I'm from Pakistan, working in housing cooperative sector. And I like to thank our board members, Mr. Ali Riza, he's present at the moment. He's from Iran. Mr. Shri, the secretary, he's from the ICAP office, and all of our members that have joined directly on our webinar session, Ms. Sita, CJ, the speaker, Ms. Elizabeth, and all the others that are going to join in. So let's just begin my presentation of the slides that I've shared. So is everybody can everybody see the slides? Is it visible or clear
Yes,
enough for everyone to see?
you
Yes,
just
yes.
have to put it in a slideshow. That's it.
Okay, so is it visible completely now? Okay, so I'm just going to begin my presentation. So each year, the ICYC organizes a webinar for introducing what the cooperative youth is doing in the region and what it's supposed to do and how they are planning to do something about it. The International Youth Day is created by the United Nations itself. This year, the International Youth Day created the transforming food system for the youth and how it can provide the inputs for creating or bringing new ideas to the platform. So we are going to discuss a bit about of it, and we are going to discuss the cooperative sense of bringing the essence of green, concept of green into the cooperative itself. So we, the ICYC, like to invite you all for joining hands in making the Asia Pacific region much more greater place. And from there, from your contribution, we are going to move forward. So let's begin the presentation. First of all, we need to clarify what is global warming and how it is different from climate change. Global warming refers to the change in temperature across the entire world or the entire Earth. But the climate change refers to a broad range of global phenomena. It is created by the fossil fuel burning, and that heats up these skies and creates a lot of emissions that aren't supposed to damage the environment. This is just a base to establish the way forward for the presentation. Now we are coming to the essence of cooperative in the Go Green movement. When we're talking about the cooperatives, it plays a major role in making sure that how the society is held responsible for their own community to develop itself from point A to point B and having a much more greener effect in the process. Even in Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the previous United Nations head also stated that what is the role of the cooperatives when developing its social economic factors, and at each level, local, middle, and the international level, how they can contribute in neutralizing the carbon emissions and making sure the environment is much more sustainable and livable for everyone. That's how the importance was given to the SDG 13 and the role of the cooperative in making the things much more greener. Now, when we're talking about the cooperative community and sustainability, it is dependent on behavioral change. It created behavioral change. One, we are responsible for the cooperatives in saving energy at home. We make sure that the lights that we use, the energy that we consume is utilized in a way that is much more pleasant and saves energy, which in a return, or you can call it an output, creates saving for our pockets, as well as saving the energy for others to utilize where it's required. Then getting around on less. We make sure that what we have or what we can utilize should be utilized, and consume less and conserve more. We try to make sure that whatever products that we are utilizing should be utilized to the maximum level, and then dispose if unused or unrequired by the household itself. We are the basic catalyst for a change, because cooperative is not about one person or a group. It's about the whole community involved in making sure what kind of impact we need or we desire. Then we're coming about the cooperative working model. One, it is connected with a user ownership. Each member of cooperative is an owner. It's not an employee. It's not a person who is degraded. It's a person who has the authority to move forward and make sure the community itself is working for the betterment of its community. Then comes the member education. Each member is somehow responsible to teach and educate the younger members of the community to make sure that they are well equipped with information to handle the next problems or issues that would generate in the next generation. But this cycle is not just from seniors to juniors, it's somewhere between, it is a two-way communication where juniors to seniors, the information also travels and the education part also expands. Then comes the user control. Who is in control? The members. Who decides what needs to be done for the community? The members. Who runs the show? The members. So we are much more in a better communication place for making our communities, our societies, our cities, our countries, our states, our region a much more better place. Proportional in distribution of benefits. When at the end of the day, not one person is blamed to complete the assignments or incomplete the assignments. Everyone is considered that takes the responsibility and makes sure that that one unit is the whole community, not just one person. Now, example of such things, of sustainable community is can be taken as safe space, safe paper, safe trees. This kind of campaigns have been running for a long time, but it has its effects now coming up in what we have achieved so far. One of the good examples that I've worked in, and each of our members have somehow contributed and worked in, is a Go Green campaign itself. And we made sure that it creates an impact for the youth, not just in one country, but in numerous countries. And that impact has created a voice that youth can work and will work for their own community and make sure that it's a sustainable, fresh energy that could be produced for the betterment of a community. It does not mean that we are not utilizing the concept of recycling, reuse, revitalize things. It means that we are using all of the concepts in much more creativity while involving the youth for our community development. That's what it means. Now, here's a very general example that I've discussed it with our ICYC members, just to give you a head start on or an imagination of what you can expect from saving papers. Let's take this model or example. This example discusses about a hospitality industry, a hotel, you might say, which, let's suppose, it has approximately 200 rooms, and about on an average 100 guests checks in and out daily. Now, would it be feasible for the owner of the hotel to give them a paper billing, or would it be better to have an email send it to you with all of the details as when you do it on a paper and give it to them? Now think about it. Is it going to save a lot of trees? Maybe, maybe not. So let's find out if it is applicable. So here's the data. One box of A4 size paper that we use it for printing is costs about $16 average on depending on where you are, which part of the world you belong to. Let's suppose it costs about $16 a box, which has 3 packets of A4 size pages. Now, a hotel has 200 rooms, and in a good month, it has 100 guests checking in, out. So the bill is supposed to be 100 bills per day. So, and the third would be one tree makes about 8,333.3 sheets per tree. The fourth data would be average of 90 countries. Statistics shows that there are 724 in each major cities. So in one generally, if we calculate the costing that is rounded about, one tree is 5.5 boxes of A4 size papers, 100 sheets, 3,000 pages per month. 3,000 sheets per month would be approximately 36,000 sheets per year. And this 36,000 sheets will produce, excuse me, 4.32 trees in an year. So if you could calculate accordingly, that means we are spending or $88 on this particular model, that we are printing the receipts of the hotels, and $88 are wasted per month. So if we are supposed to save trees and send these billings directly to their email, that would save papers, which means less consumption of papers itself, less saving that cost. It would cost you about $383 per year. Now you can call it either saving or optimizing your current situation. So this is kind of a model that we are trying to promote. Coming to the Go Green campaign itself, sorry about that. The Go Green campaign idea was to gather people around in the cooperative world, make sure that the neighbors, everyone around us knew of how important the SDG 13 is, what kind of a result that we are going to produce in the future, and what we are expecting to do it after 5 years. Sorry about that. So the Go Green idea is all about bringing people together, bringing cooperative together, bringing the youth movement together, and make sure that our community is much more greener than before, making more jobs, the more green jobs in our society available, making the youth more educated on how they could earn as well as save and make the environment greener, with involving all the communities at a platform, making all of us the responsible, making all of us are much more educated, making all of us one in a single platform. Apologies. Coming to the green concept in Pakistan. In my previous post on Facebook, I was posting about Indonesia and how it started producing fish farming and rice farming altogether. The same concept has been implemented in Pakistan, in southern part of Pakistan, and it has been reported by Bakhabar Kisan. It means that the educated farmers. The idea is in a rice field which requires a lots and lots of water, is surrounded by a lot of areas for water to travel in. If you could introduce fish in this particular environment, it would survive as well as also eats parasites. So it could create an ecological effect and create two outputs from a single resource that we have in it. So it's a model that has been implemented by the youth of Pakistan right now in some of the regions, and it has been greatly appreciated, as well as creating a lots and lots of better results as we move in from the traditional way of planting just rice or just any other things. Then from Pakistan, I'm so glad to report that this year's in World Environment Day, that was on 5th June, was hosted by Pakistan, and it was declared that this decade would be working on ecosystems restoration, and Pakistan is going to have certain amount of lead in bringing such models on a platform. And other things that I like to, last but not least, Pakistan has and is the only country up till now that has completed the SDG 13 target from the United Nations, and completed it on very well before time. So these are a few things that I wish to report from Pakistan. And if there are any questions or any information that you would that anyone would like to access, they could contact us through our ICYC website. It is the youth-asiapacific.coop. For other informations, you can contact me directly through my emails, through my Facebook page, and through my LinkedIn profile. So if you have any further things that you would like to discuss, or propose your ideas, or how to become a member, you can definitely contact me, and I will be very glad to have a conversation with anyone that approaches me. Thank you so much for the time, for your patience. It's appreciated. Elizabeth, I would like to hand the mic to you.
Thank you very much, Asan, for that inspiring talk. I would like to commend Pakistan for giving us those data, and given that you completed the SDG number 13. Okay, and thank you, Asan, for that useful information as seen in the comment section. Do you have any question now? We
I
are
have.
to take your question.
I have. Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hassan, for giving this presentation. I'd like to request you to kindly, elaborate the concept of rice and fish farming together, if it is possible. Because I mean, for me, at least for me, it is a new subject that I'm, listening, and I just wanted to understand that how both of these are connected in one particular farm. So even if that is not the case, maybe then how they are doing practicing it out.
Okay. Farm agriculture requires a lots and lots of land that has a numerous huge amount of water supply for it to grow. That means a land that is only sustaining one particular crop has to have a lots and lots of water with a better irrigation system, because the rice field requires well, again, I'm going to repeat the same thing. It requires a lots and lots of water to consume and grow into a better end product. So why can't we utilize a land that is only used for one resource, or getting one resource out of that particular resource? So what we're talking about fish farming and rice farming is introduce something that is ecological friendly, and it is much more biodiversified in this particular environment. When you introduce a fish in a field of rice, it is supposed to eat insects that could damage those particular plants, as well as also eats parasites that could also hamper the growth of the crop itself. So therefore it has a ecologically balanced nature that is um, creating an environment in which two resources are generated from one resource, and that is the land is the resource, basic resource, which is only occupied for rice farming. Now it's being utilized for fish farming, in which fishes are grown, provided the food, and after they reach a particular age, they are used for selling in the market and feeding the community itself. So getting the rice for the market, as well as getting the fish for the same amount of resource, that would be the best optimization up till now, in my opinion. That's how the fish farming and rice farming works.
Okay, and you are also mentioned that it was practiced in some other country before then, before implementing in Pakistan. So may I know which country was that?
I'm not sure if it was before or after, but I am sure that Indonesia is one of the countries that is practicing this particular model. I'm not sure about the other countries, but Pakistan is the second one in my knowledge that is utilizing the same model
Hmm.
for utilizing this particular agriculture, two-dimensional resources.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sita, you have a question? Or oh, Ali Raza, anyone could do.
Should I?
It's
Sir
up to you.
Ali.
Uh, I thought the moderator will be helping me with the question. But anyway,
Go ahead.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hassan, for the very good presentation. It was actually very informative regarding the effects of um, the environment and how cooperatives can be working together to fight against the climate change. Um, I would like to know if we can create a line between some organizations or some institutes who are responsible for the climate change in the world and have been doing a lot of heavy jobs before in advance, and to learn from their experiences and how they have been doing and how they have been working in other regions and in other countries. Maybe we can also learn from their experience in the Asia Pacific, so that they can help us to share the knowledge to our members in the region. Do you know such organizations who are responsible, who have been responsible like over the past decades, maybe. Like, for example, FAO. I believe FAO is one of the organizations which is a member of the United Nations and can have very deep information and experience regarding the climate change and how some countries have been taking some tiny steps, but have been creating a very useful and lasting effect on their nature.
Um, just to sum up your question, I think you're basically asking about what kind of an organization that ICYC can work with and promote the information exchange. Is that correct? Okay. So in terms of, let's talk about the organizations that are directly involved with this, the green concept, the agriculture concept, the other things. The cooperative itself has a forestry committee established for the global committee. The ICA, it has its own agriculture committee. Other than that, stepping outside the ICA boundaries for the cooperatives, we have FAO, as you mentioned. Then there is United Nations Environment that works on such things for making sure the green concept is much more vastly used and in terms of commercially as well as socially, so that it could have a better greener effect in the community itself. Then we have ILO's team that is working in the cooperative department. We could have a much more fruitful discussion with them that how a cooperative can produce jobs, green jobs, and also it could be useful for the ILO to have a much more bigger impact in the cooperative team to promote its effects, not just having a business promoted as a business model, but to promote it as a social business model for everyone to recognize that it's not working on for money, it's also working for its community and it's for its people. So then we have another institution, I forgot its name, but it's working on the energy sector. And it's not just electricity, it's also about creating new ways to get the energy for the consumption of the community. For instance, solar panels are there. So there is a cooperative in Urgent in South America that is working on establishing excuse me, solar power panels for its community, and it's going to be maintained by its own community members at a very reasonable rates. So this is something that can be a part of our youth. We just need to approach them. And in my opinion, if we could establish a much more better data management system, it could also integrate a lot of things like reportings, the news, the youth activities, the plannings, the events that are arising in the future section. So this could be much more better integrated in that perspective. So I hope somehow I've answered your question in that perspective.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asan. Any more question?
Elizabeth, before you, is Sita supposed to ask a question or was she raising her
Yes,
hand?
Hassan, I have one question. The method which you have told me is quite impressive, I must say. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, fine. It's quite impressive, but I have one doubt. Suppose if a soil is having certain deficiency and we need to apply a fertilizer in a soil. So how you are protecting this fish from the chemical fertilizer?
Could you repeat the question?
Suppose if a soil is having certain deficiency to grow a rice and you have to apply for fertilizer in the soil. So how you are protecting the fish from these fertilizers?
Fish from the fertilizer. Oh, chemicals that may harm the fishes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we up till now, to my knowledge, we haven't used any specific chemicals that is going to be harmful. For instance, urea is one of the strongest way to go about in growing the plants into maturing into the final product. But instead of urea, a lesser strong chemical has been used to fertilize this particular rice crop. And for protecting it, when you're talking about protection from the soil's chemicals to the fishes, we are making sure that a certain amount of chemicals for the fishes is added for their security. I think it's something relevant to the parasites and so on and so forth. But okay, coming back to your specific question, chemicals are reevaluated before adding into the soil. You're welcome. Yes, Jeff, sorry about
No problem.
butting in.
It's okay. I got also interested about Sita's question that is also um, confusing me or got my interest, given that chemical fertilizers are very, you can see them in the market. Okay, so any more question?
I just like to add one more thing for Sita's question.
Mhm.
I forgot to mention that in Pakistan, the irrigation system has its own minerals in the water system itself. When we are irrigating the water, it's not from the sea, it's not from just the rain, it's from the rivers itself or the embedded springs that has the minerals in it. When we utilize that particular things, it somehow protects the fishes, and also negates the effect of those chemicals. But still, that has to be researched and finalized for that. This is just something that a food for thought for our future friends to work on.
Thank you, Ehsan.
Yeah.
Thank you for that additional information. I am just curious if where are these aquaculture being facilitated? I mean, given some of the cities are experiencing water pollution, so where are these fish farming, and is this kind of activity stable?
Okay, so one, as I mentioned, rice requires a lot of water, so the quantity of water needs to be maintained. That would be the basic requirement. Two, the environment where the soil testing needs to be performed before planting of rice or other crops needs to be done. Three, the atmosphere, the ambience, or the what do you call it, the humidity, everything needs to be certified and tested before making the decisions to plant the rice fields. And I think Sita has much more. I'm assuming that Sita has much more information about how to test and make the results for farming, making sure that the land is much more uh, conducive for producing certain rice. Um, so generally these the factors also relies on the other side of fish farming. What kind of a fish can survive in this particular water, what kind of a species, not just if you are going for a particular fish, you also need to identify which kind of a species needs to be circulated in those particular areas so that it could swim freely. If the size is too big of the fish, it might not survive in that particular depth, because the size it would be like that or that, depending on what kind of a rice species or fish species that you're going to implicate in this particular area. So all of these things needs to be studied, made sure, and a feasibility plan comes into place, and then we can implement such things.
Great, that's really impressive. Anything more? Do you have additional question for Asan? Or again, would you like to add some info, Asam, before I turn the spotlight to our next speaker?
Okay, so for all those people who are opting for going into the agriculture business, I have one other thing that I like to mention from the Go Green itself. When we started Go Green, it was a pretty much difficult for getting people to know how it is connected for the youth, the cooperative, and the climate change itself, the SDG 13. We were able to connect all these three dots into one platform. Now, this platform had another objective that was kind of not much of a highlighted. In my proceedings, I also wanted to highlight one more thing. When we are talking about going green, we are talking about not just planting trees, but making our community much more greener. It's not just about planting trees; it's about recycling, reusing all of those things so that the pollution can decrease and trees can grow, and it would be much more greener and safer for us. So it also applies on energy consumption. It also applies on how well do you support your community in making it cleaner. It also applies that can you generate enough income from such activities while you're planting trees. Why can't you plant small plants like chili plants, like lemon plants, and try to start growing it at your homes. From those plants, you can generate incomes in small terms and circulate it in your community. Sell those vegetables, those fruits in your community, and it would create a small amount of income for you working from home. And you would be much less dependent on any other market that is not a cooperative or not a community based services. That is one of the highlights that I always miss out. So I take the liberty and the affordability to talk about it on this platform. Thank you again, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Asan, and thank you to our attendees who sent some question and enlightening. Again, everything that we do has a negative and positive impact to the environment, and it's up to us in our own little ways and how we can help. Again, there are thousands of ways to help our Mother Earth, the environment, and we should just start simple actions that can give positive impact to the environment, like Mr. Asen had shared to us. Okay, now let's proceed from Pakistan. Let's now go to the Philippines to give us another perspective on the importance of involving youth in agriculture sector and how to bridge the gap. Our second speaker is the area manager of AIM Co-op for 9 years and 2 years active member of ICA and International Cooperative Youth Cooperation and youth coordinator of AIM Co-op. Everyone, please help me welcome Mr. Cecil J. Masanegra. A virtual round of applause, please.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you. Thank you, Jelly. I'd like to share my presentation. Can you see it? So for my topic today, allow me to share to you the initiatives of AIM Co-op in agricultural value chain. But before that, let me share to you something. Is my audio clear, Jelly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
We
just
can
checking.
hear you and see the presentation as well.
Okay, so allow me to share to you something. Have you ever thought that most of the youth in the past and even today, after graduation or before graduating from school, their mindset is fixed in joining banking institution, corporations, or other businesses and others. But None of them, or only few, have self-actualized to become a farmer.
Professor, bye.
Where every where well, everyone needs to have food to eat and to live. So now the question is, who is going to feed the people in the future if we will not teach the youth to value or the value of agriculture and become an agripreneur? So that is the gap that we need to prepare today so that we will not um, spend more time in the future on how to solve a, maybe there might be a possible future crisis in securing food. So this is also to ensure that in the future, no stomach will be empty, and at the same time, they can, or the future youth or the youth can make or gain income out of the products of agriculture that they're engaging. So next, excuse me. So this is a picture or an illustration of what I have just shared earlier. On the left side is the farmer. As you can see, excuse, most of the farmers nowadays are aging, or some of them are 80 years old and above, or 60 and above. But seldom we can see farmers that has or has an age that is 18 or 20 and below, or specifically those who belong in the youth sector. So now, to give, did you know that this both careers are very important in our community, but it needs balance. We need to give importance that if we will not teach the young on how to become conscious of ensuring the supply of food or agricultural products, then for sure, in the near future, there might be a crisis that we will be facing. So allow me to share to you the current activities of IMCO. So I'll be sharing the my personal experience so that it would or it would be or some or the viewers or the participants can really feel of what I am sharing. So these are our current activities that we did for us to bridge the gap. So first, some of the farmers has difficulties in securing or having enough finance or capital to do their business or agribusiness. So in which what AIMCOP did is that we offer a loan. They can borrow money from AIM Cooperative that has zero interest in a specific period of time that is in relation to the bis or the production date of their agricultural business. And at the same time, we also offer them interest rates in which where they can enjoy, or if they might have some produce or income, they will have an avenue where they can save their money. So what we did is also what we also did is that we have a livestock and agriculture products market matching, because this is one of the concern among farmers, especially here in the Philippines, that they have their produce, but some of their products do not reach the market because of maybe it is not accessible in the area. First, second, they might not have enough fund to bring their products in the market. Or third, the middleman, or those who are doing business in between the farmers and the market, might um, the prices might vary, or that is not favorable to the farmers. So in which AIMCO um, created a team, which is the LAGCO AgriAco research team, to secure and make to serve as a bridge to all the farmer members of AIM Cooperative and those who are interested, to ensure that all of their products, or the agricultural products, uh, will have an income that is sufficient for them. This is also to ensure that the produce of the members of AIMCOP will surely reach the market. Second, to encourage and motivate the youth to engage and involve in agribusiness. So as what I have said earlier, only few of the youth sector gets to be, or are interested in joining agriculture, because maybe they think that in agriculture income is less, where in fact that is the other way around. And this is also to ensure that member agripreneur, it's an agriculture entrepreneur, to have an avenue to sell their products on a higher price. So this is the process, or the matching process that we did, where the member can communicate to AIMCOOP, or even borrow or can access financial assistance, trainings, and others for them to ensure that their livestock, their crops will be in high quality, for them also to sell it in the market and to gain a higher price. So this is the advantages of what we did, or the members can avail to to AIMCOP. We give a free invites to training on agricultural management, from livestock to crops, and can avail a market special price privilege, because we created, or we searched, or we've gathered the buyers and create a market among the buyers, for us to ensure that all of the members of AIMCOP who are doing or engaging in agriculture can ensure that all of their products will have a higher price, that is higher than the market price, rather. In the same time, for the livestock, we give this is in partnership, veterinary and technician consultancy, to ensure that their livestock is in good condition and can give or will gain the proper nourishment, or the proper nutrients, to give a quality meat. And marketing engagement, and at the same time avail the zero interest loan for AgriAco loan to the members. And lastly, what is doing business without protection? So this is what we did. We partnered the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation for us to ensure that all of our members who are borrowing money, or who are borrowing money that engages in agricultural business, can ensure that when a calamity strikes, there might be flood or any other that can damage their agribusiness, will surely have, or is insured, or there is a return on their part. So the model that we did is that AIMCOP serve as a link between the members, the farmer members, to the buyers, so that the produce will not be put into waste, and at the same time their price is higher, or they will gain a higher price than the existing market price. So by which, among the youth, we train, yes, we are training them and motivating them, and to create a vibe that in agriculture, especially, we mainstream the Go Green campaign program of the ICYC, in which we created this AIMCOP Go Green Plus program in teaching the youth the value of planting and taking care of the plants. So we have a total of 265 participants who participated in our program. And in return is that we choose the 10 national winners to have a chance to get a scholarship or a college scholarship from AIM Cooperative, and at the same time to have an opportunity to work in AIM Co for 5 years. So that is, we ensure that there's food sustainability by teaching the young or teaching the youth on how to properly care their plants and conditioning them that the environment should be kept in a prestige manner. And also we also ensure that there will be a job security among the members of the AIM Cooperative. So in our future, or the upcoming event of AIM Coop that me and my team is handling, is that we're going to create an online training course open for all ages every Friday starting on August 20, 2021. That is in partnership with the Philippine Coconut Authority. So we've entitled it Road to Become a Coconut Agripreneur. So after the expectation of this event or the training is that to give ideas or to those willing participants to be trained on how to become a coconut agripreneur. So not just the basic or on how to plant the coconut, but as well. So these are the subtopics in which where they can avail, and this is for free. And so the rationale of the presentation, or what we did, is that this is to show to the youth that there is a great opportunity in agriculture. Not just income, not just money, but this is also to ensure that in the future we can, or the future youth can still experience a healthy environment, just like what Mr. Asan have shared earlier. So next, most of the people engaging in agriculture are aging. So this is to develop a new breed of agripreneurs that is combining the traditional way and then the latest technology, like same of what Mr. Asan did shared earlier. So planting rice, and at the same time there's a fish pond in it. And lastly is to show to the world that through cooperation and involving the youth, we can build a sustainable and healthy way of life. And that is an example what we did here in our area. So I've taught some kids nearby or my neighbors in making a broom out of the coconut leaves. So that is something that they need to ponder, or they need to think that in agriculture there is business and it is free. So nature provides everything. What we need to do is to take care of it. First, we need to take care of it, and at the same time ensure that its sustainability is continuous. And this is our future event that we're going to conduct, a cacao proper rearing and business opportunities. So cacao is the primary ingredient of the chocolate. And corn growing and its business opportunities, livestock, cow fattening, raising, and insurance of agripreneurs, agribusiness. And I guess that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CJ. I want to join in the contest. I agree with you. This is really interesting. Given that in the past years, agriculture has been neglected due to the uh, boost of the tourism. But now that tourism is down at the moment in this pandemic, we can reskill, retool, and relearn how can we use the things around us to become productive and to have a livelihood despite of what is happening right now, brought about the pandemic. And I can see in the screen you're showing how to these kids how to make a broom out of the coconut leaves, and this is something that we can really do ano, to teach them while they're young. Maybe for them it's like they are just playing ano, but we are already um, planting good to these young minds, and that is great. I'd like to share that it can be a from zero to hero. You look like a hero there, CJ. Okay, so let's now go to the question and answer forum. We have here in the chat box. I will just read it. Do you think there is a gap between the market and the youth and or farmers? And does your program supports to decrease this gap? Also, is it only for youth? So those are the three questions. Can you hear me, CJ?
Yes, yes. I just unmute my mic. So
Okay,
thank
sure.
you for the question. Let me answer it one by one. So do you think that there is a gap between market and the youth or farmers? In our current area or where our cooperative is in, there are some areas that needs uh, that that gap is very much visible. So not all of the farmers has the access, even especially the youth. Like for example, trainings. There are minimum, or maybe some of the government agencies gave trainings, but only few knows about it. So in which where the cooperatives plays a great role, that we can serve as an auxiliary to the government to promote or to promote agriculture, and at the same time to increase the market or to increase the market of agriculture in the community. And that's the program, and that's your program supports the decrease in the gap. I guess it is safe to say that yes, knowing that we are as of this time we're giving free trainings in partnership with some local government agencies, particularly in the agricultural agencies. And also, is it only for the youth? What we did is that we're hitting two birds in one stone. We are retooling the old ones and engaging the new ones on how to become a new breed of agripreneurs or agribusinessmen and women. So I do hope that I was able to answer your question.
Yes, indeed. I believe I have provided very useful information about those questions. And yes, this is for from youth to elderly retooling. We just have to learn and unlearn and relearn.
Yes.
Okay,
I have a question.
go
Yes.
ahead, Shri.
Yes, sure.
So thank you so much, CJ, for presenting very useful information. First thing that I want to say is it's a good initiative that AIMSCOF have initiated this kind of program where they are connecting youth with the agriculture sector. But I want to know that is this the first batch that you have I mean, is this the first one that you guys are doing it for the first time, or is it something that you already have completed, and is it something the second batch that you are going to implement from the 20th of August, 20th, 22nd?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were the team of, or my team were able to conduct the previous seminar or training, especially on the livestock industry. Well, in which as of this time it is progressing, where we were able to facilitate the raisers of the livestock to ensure that the meat or the quality of meat or the livestock they're producing is in high quality or the farm grade quality for them to be able to sell it in the market and at the same time gain a higher price. So for now, we focus much more on the coconut, knowing that in the Philippines, in the past years, we're the top one. We're the top one producers, and at the same time, the source of every information, technology about coconut raising and farming. But as of the moment, according to my sources, Philippines is the top three, where Indonesia is progressing, Thailand is progressing. So we want to bring back, we want to put back the Philippines on top, because knowing that in the Philippines we have different varieties of coconut in which where people or even other countries can, or the Philippines can share the technology to other countries, so that this is to really put, or mm, shall I say, because we have a saying that the coconut is the tree of life. So from roots going to the leaves, it has, or we can create a business. So out of it, we can ensure that there will be no people who's going to starve, and at the same time, we can create an agripreneur among the youth and other people or the other ages.
So as of now, how many youth have registered for this program, and what are their age bracket?
Okay. So as of this time, Shri, this is we are about to launch it on the on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, because our cooperative has we have a meeting online, or yes, online meeting for us to share it among the members, and maybe some of our participants here would like to join. Then feel free to communicate me, or they can access through you. Yes, because I
So,
asked. Yes, Sri.
sorry, just wanted to clarify is that you are going to launch this program on Saturday, and then you will start the promotion of it, then you will open the registration form, or
The,
I
the
mean,
registration form will be launched or will be open on Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, fine.
Yes, Saturday. So I'll be sharing the link to our members. Yes, Sir Ali Rasa.
Thank you so much, CJ. Okay. Alireza is
Sorry.
raising his hand. Go ahead, Alireza.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, CJ. It was very interesting for me to hear about this program. It's actually very nice that you are keeping the the main fruit of Philippines, and you are trying your best to make it number one again in the region. But first of all, I want to know if this training, this online training, is only provided to members, or is it open to the public? Second, if it is open to public, or if it is only provided to the members, um, are you charging them any amount of fee, like any uh, fee regarding this course? And if not, are you receiving any support from your national organization?
Okay. Thank you, Sir Ali Rasa. So first, I would like to answer your first question. This is open to anybody, even if he or she is not a member in the cooperative, because we would like the non-members to feel that this is the environment of the cooperative sector for them to be motivated to join in the cooperative, especially in the youth. So second, are we going to charge them? No, this is for free, in which um, after the event, those who were able to complete the the sessions will get a certificate, and that is recognized by the agency or the 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 partnered agencies that we we asked for the trainings. Yes, for the number three, Sir Ali Rasa, this is a partnership between the government agency and in AIMCO. So the reason for that is that to ensure that there will be an increase of coconut farmers in the Philippines, and at the same time, this is also to increase the numbers of coconut in the country.
Perfect. That's very good.
Thank you.
CJ, and we are looking forward to be part of this great project. Okay, how about, oh, Sita is not here. Any more question for CJ? Okay, I think CJ has provided us with the very relevant information and campaign about the agriculture in the Philippines, and let's spread these information around the world through this webinar. And I think I will now turn over the spotlight to our Vice Chairperson, Mr. Aliraza Banefar, for his closing remarks.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's actually very great for me to participate in this event, which is to celebrate the International Youth Day, or as we call it, I/D. It's actually great to be here among guests and participants to this particular event. This is actually very important, and this is showing how the United Nations is giving the attention, their special attention to the youth, that they have named one day for the youth. And we heard very good comments from different speakers today. We heard very good presentation from Mr. Ahsan Ali Thakur, the respected chairperson of the ICYC, and he shared with us a lot of deep insights about how we as the cooperatives can be helping each other to fight against the climate change. And while this is no need to mention again, but the main player and the main actor in the Sustainable Development Goals in the eye of the United Nations is the cooperatives. So cooperatives have been receiving a lot of support and attention by different authorities, different big hands and big players of the world. So why not we should unite together and to prove that this has been a very good support. We also heard from the very active member of the ICYC, Mr. CJ, and he shared with us very good initiative that they have been doing to actively work to bring the attention of the people of Philippines to their main product of their country, which is the coconut. And this is very interesting, because whenever countries have a very national product, they usually over time they forget about the the attention and also the importance of that product. But when we see the youth cooperatives or youth activists bringing up the main attention to the main product of the country, this is very interesting for me, at least, to see that, okay, youth are remembering the past, remembering the power that the country had to influence other countries in the regions by their national product, and they are actually working together with their members to follow the procedures, to give training. Well, training has been one of the top issues whenever we talk about cooperatives and youth and like human resources and everything. So whenever it comes to the topic of training, they always talk a lot, but the actions are not as much as it is needed. So CJ, with their activities in Philippines, are proving that we can work together to provide this course and this training course to our members, and this way we are actually bringing a kind of entrepreneurship to our members and also to the people of our society. At the end, I would like to ask everyone, those who are present at this event and those who have not been able to join us for this International Day, to share with us your creative ideas, to share with us with your activities that you have been doing in your country, in your organization, to talk more about the role of youth and to prove that youth are full of energy, full of ideas, full of creativity, and tell us whether it is kind of an idea, whether it is a fresh idea, or it is the end of a very successful project that you have been doing in your country or in your organization. And this is actually very important to make ICYC more visible and more powerful in the region. Well, in the regional level, it is also mentioned quite a lot of times that the thematic committees and sectoral committees are needed to be linked to each other. So we, as the youth committee in the region, are considered as a thematic committee, and then there are also sectoral committees. So we need to create strong lines between these two. We can work directly with different sectoral committees, like, for example, agricultural committee in the region, or, for example, education committee. And we need to, firstly, to learn from them to see if they have any successful experience from their past or their current members, and also share with them what we are doing right now. I'm sure the ideas that has been mentioned by CJ will be very interesting for the Committee of Education or the Committee of Agriculture. Or the same goes to the presentation, the very wonderful presentation. I really personally enjoyed the presentation made by the chairperson. So actually, we have a lot to talk about in our committee, but we need to create the platform. We need to create the line. So feel free to share with us your ideas, either if it is a fresh idea or the result of an activity that you have been doing in your organization. And then we can definitely work with our regional officers to share the ideas and to share the results to other committees as well. Again, I would like to congratulate everyone, the International Youth Day, and this is, for me, this is very good, very interesting to have the chairperson of the ICYC. He has been a very active member since the beginning of the ICYC, and we are very lucky to have him. And he has put a lot of time and energy and effort into this ICYC. Thank you, Mr. Asanali Thakur. Thank you, Jelizabeth, for your wonderful moderation. You have been a very good moderator over the past events of the ICYC. There has been a lot, and well, I think you have become a professional moderator. I think Hassan Ali can issue you a certificate of the moderatorship in different online events. And thank you, CJ, for coming today and sharing with us your nice ideas. We are very interested to see the result of your campaign. We would be very happy to know about how this campaign has been working. And please do not forget to let us know if we as the ICYC can be of any help. We will definitely provide it for you. And last but not least, the main appreciation goes to the secretary of the committee, Mr. Shri, and he has been very supportive and very active and very pushy to all the members to come and make this International Youth Day possible, because sometimes we might be like neglecting the importance of this different events that we might face because of the pandemic, you know, and the negative news that you are seeing in the news and media and everything. But we must not forget why we are all together. The ICYC is bringing all us together, and we need to do our best to keep it moving, keep it going, and keep it strong. And we need to show to others that this is a platform that has been working quite successfully over the past few years and will definitely be stronger if being supported by other committees, other organizations, and other countries. So thank you again, and happy International Youth Day.
Thank you so much, Ali Raza. Once again, thank you to our great speakers. It's been an honor and privilege working with you. Thank you for the time and effort that you put for this webinar. Indeed, we had a happy celebration of International Youth Day. And just to add, the ICYC has been instrumental in my growth as moderator. Thank you for always stopping me and for the trust to moderate this kind of international activity. Again, thank you to Mr. Asan, thank you CJ, and of course to you, Alriza, and of course Shri for keeping me, for looping me in all the emails and for keeping me part of this activities.
That's because you're professional now, like Mr. Alireza was saying. So we should give you one certificate.
I will wait for the certificate to be signed by Asan. We really miss you, Asan, all the meetings. It's been a year and it's been a wonderful experience. It's my anniversary being a member of the International Cooperative Youth. And it's been a great mission to be part of this group. And again, I'm calling everyone. Again, I'm reiterating the call of Mr. Alireza for an inclusive youth participation in transforming food system, youth innovation for human and planetary health. Indeed, participation is a fundamental right, and let's grab this opportunity and let's be instrumental in this time of pandemic. Again, thank you so much. Can we have a photo op before we end this Zoom meeting?
Definitely. The idea belongs to Mr. Asanali, and the photographer is always Mr. CJ.
Yes, CJ will also get the certificate for being our standby photographer. Okay, go ahead, CJ. Count 1 to 3.
Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, smile. Can we have a wacky picture?
I already did the jar.
But she did not do the wacky picture.
What is wacky picture?
I have
What
no
did I
idea.
do?
It's
Is
a
this
funny action,
Okay.
funny post like this, or oppa.
Or
Okay, well,
you know the symbol of the Congress. I think it's like this, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it's just only mean oppa in
Oh.
Korea.
it means
Ah,
heart.
That's
Yes,
yeah.
it is heart.
okay.
To the
Smile.
heart.
3, 2, 1, smile. Done. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much for everyone. Have a nice day, and let's do our best for the future. This is the message that we need to provide to everyone.
Indeed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for taking out time and accepting the invitations to become the speaker for today's event. And great work, Elizabeth. And I would like to also inform CJ that CJ, if it is possible for you to just write one small article or a brief about your webinar that you are going to have
Okay.
from next month. So that we can also cover it in ICAP newsletter as well as ICYC newsletter, and then we can also promote it on the social media so that our members also can reach out and they can promote the event. So
Okay.
it will be great if you can give us the article. And Mr. Hassan, if it is possible, if you can write a small brief about the rice and the fish farming, because I want to know the logic behind each and everything which is involved in that particular farming. So that will be also very helpful for us to learn more new things. So
I'm going to take a certificate from the vice chair and secretary for this particular article. I want a
Okay.
certificate as well.
well, I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Fair enough.
so thank you everyone for joining. And before we leave, I had a request, the Go Green video. So I'll just play it in the background. If you want to exit the room, you can for sure. But I'll just play this video and close it.
Okay. So I think she is trying to say that everyone should leave. This is the ending video, and we're just going to um, let it roll from there.
So on the Go Green Day, I'm celebrating by planting these trees in my neighbor's house. Go Green Islamabad.
We are participating in the Go Green Campaign 300.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Naila Rabi. I am the principal of CP Grass High School, which is running under the management of CP Cooperative Housing Societies Union Limited. Today, we are collaborating with KCHS Union Limited, in which participating Go Green Campaign 2020. We planted 5 saplings with our youth staff for the betterment of our community environment.
Go green, stay safe.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Mr. Sadiq, Principal CP Star Secondary School. आज हम कैसे कस्टमर कोलैबोरेशन के साथ हम गो ग्रीन कैंपेन 2020 में यूथ स्टाफ के साथ प्लांटेशन ड्राइव भी कर रहे हैं, जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द इतना हीट वेव है और इन्वायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन है, इससे अपनी जनरेशन को और आने वाले वक्त को सेव करने के लिए, बेटरमेंट के लिए हम ये गो ग्रीन कैंपेन कर रहे हैं।
Hi everyone, I'm Kiran Sharif Haiji. I'm the Housing Board member of CHI and Executive Women Wing of KCHS Junior Limited, Pakistan. Today I have joined hand with the ICYC Youth Committee to celebrate Go Green Campaign 3 2020. Today we have planted the trees. We have done our part. It's your time. Go forward, plant trees, decrease the pollution, join hand with ICYC, do your part and stay safe, stay at home. Thank you.
Hi, this is Nigali Shif, President Human Society by University Karachi. I represent Youth of Pakistan. Today we planted trees in collaboration with Karachi Cooperative Society Limited, and I think it's our responsibility to look forward, plant trees, and do something for our environment. Thank you so much.
Mother Earth has given us a lot. She gave us food, water, clothing, and protection. Why can't we give the love she deserves?
Stop burning garbages, start decomposing. Stop throwing away plastic anywhere, start recycling.
Stop cutting down trees excessively, start planting more. Let us be the hope of our future.
Join us in saving Mother Earth.
Hashtag Go Green Campaign 3.0.
Okay, so I think we can close the meeting now.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Safe everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.